Cool. Tonight, yes, we celebrate the winners, but Stoxkarts not just about winners, about the hardest triers as well. So we'd like to thank every single one of you for taking part this year. So, the next awards we've got are for the Stoxkarts Drivers Game, played on Facebook for every meeting. That's kindly sponsored by Jamie Mill, 804, and we've got a top 3 awards for that. In third place was 257 Kelvin Lim. In second place, he's not here tonight unfortunately, X499 James Mitchell. And your Drivers Game champion, winning the prize of a new front tyre, is Liam Powell. We haven't got the tyre, we didn't want Paul to get his suit dirty. So congratulations 380 Liam Powell, the Drivers Game champion.
Good gloves there.
On to the Driver of the Day award for each meeting, compiled by Holly Hinkley on Facebook after every meeting and sponsored by AJ Hemingway. That's voted for by everybody via the Stoxkarts Facebook page. This year's junior overall Driver of the Day, when all the scores were totted up, was Alistair Houghton.
Stand up. I'm just perfect, yeah. I'm zoomed in a bit, you're not in it. That's alright.
Apart from the arm on the chair. Take the arm off.
Oh, that's alright.
And the seniors Driver of the Day, once all the votes were totted up, is Andrew Dudley. That's it's WWE Wrestling. Except the armchairs flying about, thank you. Or Andrew Nunn, as a certain Jake Sanson called him at Buxton. No, don't worry, I've admonished him for it. On to the track championships next then. Quite a few of these to present. Thanks to additional sponsorship this year, each track champion will receive a voucher for a new front tyre as well. We're going to begin with Northampton. That was sponsored by Midland Sports Media, me. And unfortunately I wasn't there because I was at Silverstone that weekend due to a clash of fixtures. Sorry everyone. Northampton Track Championship was won by 67 Andy Passy. The Birmingham Wheels Track Championship was sponsored by Gamble Motorsport, who run the track shop at Birmingham, and that was a win for number 4, Andrew Dudley.
I think that was Jack's posse. I think it's Andrew's posse. 1 point.
So well done to Andrew. On to Stoke next. That was sponsored by TD Motorsport, and there's a trophy again from promoters Star Tracks as well. And that was won by a star of the Shale 804, Jamie Mill. Don't drop any of them. Kings Lynn next, and that was sponsored by Motor Move, and the winner of that one, despite only contesting half a senior season, was 471 Alistair Houghton. Now Coventry, this one was a bit different. We actually had 2 drivers tying for the Coventry Track Championship, which was sponsored by Mark Brook. But one of them has since retired, that being 149 Sam Pullen. So we're going to give the championship to the man who is still racing with us, 249 Jack Morgan. What the hell have you come at? I don't know where to start. Well, I don't know what to say. I really don't. Mildenhall next. That was sponsored by Elite Racing League, and that was won by 503 AJ Hemingway. AJ is not here tonight, so Stevie Houghton, his team manager, will come up with On to Skegness next. This is always a prestigious award, sponsored by Powell Racing, this year. And that was another win for 471 Alistair Houghton. He is going to need a bigger table, Paul, you're right. Need a bigger car to take them all home at this rate. Two more track championships to go. Again, just like the juniors, the Buxton Raceway Track Championship was sponsored by Matt Watson, and that was won by 401 Mark Wakawera. Well done, Wacker. Could have scrubbed up a bit better, but still. That's coming from a guy wearing a checkered flag round, isn't it? The final track championship is Barford Raceway, sponsored by Michael Dent, and that was won by number 4, Andrew Dudley. I wonder what Paul meant then. You hold it, I'll stroke it. Giggity. Before we continue with the next awards, I believe Paul has got a few words he wants to say.
Okay, thank you very much. Just like to say thank you to Ian for inviting me. I really appreciate it. I've heard a lot about the Stoxkarts dues in the oval community. They're quite famous for their what would you say, their popularity. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing what happens a bit later on. I think it's important to say thank you to Ian and the team behind the scenes. Round of applause, please. I think it's such a good group. I don't get to see as much racing as I'd like to do because unfortunately the Stoxkarts aren't on with the Formula Ones that much really. But I can always tell when the Stoxkarts are racing somewhere where the Formula Ones aren't, because the atmosphere at the Formula One meeting is nowhere near as good. I like it at the speed weekends when you guys get together and you have a laugh, and I think sometimes it can be a bit serious, but you guys do it right. You have a laugh, you take your racing seriously, and I really enjoy watching the racing that I watched. We did a thing this year. I wanted to pay back Ian for the help that he's given me, the formula, and I really appreciate that help. And what I thought would be a good idea is that whoever won the World Final, your Gold Top race, would have a go in my Formula One. We will do that again next year, so whoever the Gold Top winner is, they'll be able to go in my stock car at Birmingham or wherever they want to have a go. And this year, I had a real keen interest in the Gold Top race because obviously I'm going to lend out my 20 grand car to someone who I've never met before, so I was quite keen. Yeah, that's what I tell the wife. So I was quite keen to know who was going to win, and I watched the race on social media, and I thought, what a cracking race it was. It was absolutely brilliant, and well done to Danny for winning it. And Danny came down to Birmingham and was absolutely brilliant in the car. Danny didn't win the Gold Top race by a great distance, yet Danny in my Formula One was competitive, there's no doubt about it, was on the pace. It is a bit different when you've got 30 of the cars out there, but from the times that Danny was doing on the night, he would be easily winning from white and yellow without a shadow of a doubt. So that shows you the strength of the drivers in the Stockart formula. Danny was great on the night, hopefully he enjoyed it, and hopefully we can do the same again next year. Just a couple of things that I looked at for the year, a few notable drives. Obviously Danny for the successes that he's done. I've not seen him up here yet, but I'm sure we will soon. And I'd like to say a big well done to Danny for the things he's done. I noticed Mark Wareham had the highest average, and I think that's important. That's who scored the most in the meetings that they've done, and I always think that's a good achievement, so well done to Mark. Andrew Duddy, I've got a bit of beard envy, that's fantastic, that beard. But no, he's a great beard, he's obviously a very good driver and did very well this year. Alistair Houghton, what a great young driver this lad is. Obviously I've already seen him a number of times tonight, and to go from the junior formula straight to the seniors and do as well as he did, I think that's a real credit to him, and credit to obviously his team that get the car ready for him. I noticed, give him a round of applause. I think it's great that the ladies can kick the boys' asses every now and then, and well done to Sarah Royal. I noticed the highest lady driver, and that's great to be able to show the boys, put them in the place every now and then. That was fantastic. Craig and James Fowlers had a very good season. James Hall Morton, I believe, another person that come from the juniors to the seniors and did really, really well. So well done to those. And I've got to say, I really enjoy watching Billy Higgins race. I think it's just like watching his dad back in the day. It's literally, if in doubt, flat out. What a way to drive, and I really enjoy watching him race. Okay, just quickly going into the juniors. Again, what a great formula it is. It gives such good track craft for those people that get to race him. I didn't start racing oval motorsport until I was 21 years old in V8s, and I really wish I'd have raced when I was a bit younger. And it's great to see the juniors do what they do. Well done to Holly Thacker at Gold Top. Fantastic performance. And Jordan Thacker as well. And just a couple of notable things that I saw. Kenny Morgan, thinks had a really good season. And two good young drivers coming through, Ella Powell and Bradley Cooper, so well done to those guys as well. So keep having fun, keep enjoying it, don't take it too seriously, it's only a hobby at the end of the day, but make sure when you go out on the track you do your best. So thanks very much.
Words of praise indeed, when you go into Paul Hands. I have to mention one slight disappointment that I had this year, and that was that when you were on with the F1s, unfortunately we didn't manage to get you on television on Premier Sports. And that is something that I am going to do my utmost to make sure happens this year. Because we need Stoxkarts on cinema. I'm sure you will comfortably outstrip the F1s for action. We really need to improve the show, Paul. So that's one of my projects for this year. As soon as you're on at an F1 meeting, I will make sure that we get at least one of your races on television. So on to the main awards for the seniors then. The last meeting of the season at Birmingham saw the I-Factor finals, a complete contrast to last year's Demolition Derby, and a stunning last bend lunge on 401 Mark Wareham. And I have to say, it was a last bend lunge worthy of Mick Sauder. Secured a first championship in the seniors for Alistair Houghton. He's going to need to borrow Ian's coach to take all these trophies home.
Driver.
Good. The county championship, sponsored by LC Engineering, was held over the Skegness weekend once again, and each driver in the team will win a front tyre, and the team captain will get this impressive silver bowl. This year it was an easy win once again for Yorkshire, thanks to the arrival of two youngsters into the seniors. Can we have the team members that are present up, please? They are Kev Atkins, James Hall Morton, and yet again, Alistair Houghton. The other member of the team is AJ Hemingway, so well done to him for his efforts as well.
Breathe in, Kev, I'm dying.
James Hall Morton, incidentally, will get to keep the trophy, as he was not only the team captain, but the meeting was also held on his birthday. So, so congratulations to the Yorkshire boys, the county champions. Moving on to the Shale Shifter Award, sponsored by SH Plants, completely dominated by one man, the king of shale this year. But he did prove it wasn't only his cart, because he also won the £100 Dash for Cash driving one of the hire carts. Your SH Plant Shale Shifter champion, 804, Jamie Mill. Well done, Jamie. The Asphalt Ace Series was sponsored by ACL Hire. A closer affair, but at the end of the day, consistency paid off for the winner, 295, Danny Nunn. Sorry, got a bit out of order there. I nearly announced the wrong award. We've introduced a new one this year that is going to become an annual award. And this year, Paul and Ian made the decision, but in the future, we will put forward suggestions for drivers to vote on. And the award is the Drive of the Season award. Paul and Ian decided it's really about a moment that stands out during the year, or a particular moment or race. There were a few contenders for this one, as expected. Harley Thacker for his drives at Skegness. Harley Thacker for his drives at Skegness. James Hall Morton, again in the wet at Skegness. Andrew Duddy's Barford meeting to win the track championship. Chris Butcher's blink and you'd miss it roll at Mildenhall. But in the end it came down to two amazing drives. Alistair Houghton's I-Factor final on that last spin lunge at Birmingham was a very close second. But the award goes to someone who struggled all year, kept trying, but had such a season of struggle they didn't even make the gold top grid at first, but they did eventually. After winning the last chance qualifier and taking up the last slot on the grid, they then made more passes than the England rugby team in the World Cup to go from position 38 up to, briefly, position 1. No contest for driver of the season in my eyes. It goes to 601, Ashley Wareham. Well done to Ashley. It was an absolute joy to commentate on as well. I don't know how you did that. No, I think Ashley prefers to let her driving do the talking. So now the awards that you, the drivers, have voted for. I know you'll all be dying to know who's won these. First of all, we've got the wooden spoon. Goes to the strongest driver, the one that holds all the others up. Now, it actually goes to the unluckiest driver of the year, as you judged it. There are quite a few in the running. Chris Butcher, Ashley Wareham, Andy Yull, Lee Sumner, Andy Passy all received votes. But there were three drivers who were actually tied until the last day of voting. They were Joe Higgins, Sean Bright, and the winner, number 84, Josh Rogers. Looks like Josh isn't here, unfortunately, but he'll get the wooden spoon. Give it to him first I-Factor round of the year. Entertainer of the year is next, and it says, it seems you need to crash a lot or drink a lot to get nominated for this award. 35 Graham Wheat, aka Sparrow Legs, was in there. These are Ian's words, by the way, not mine, he wrote this. Was in there again, along with Billy Higgins, Andrew Duddy, Danny Nunn, as well as Mrs. Thacker and Mrs. Hogarth for their performance in the bar at Barston. I don't think I'm going to ask. In the end, it came down to two drivers for Entertainer of the Year, and just pipping 229 Joe Higgins is Jack Morgan. How could he lose wearing that? A very worthy choice, I'm sure you'll agree, but Entertainer of the Year, Jack Morgan. Now, with the standard of paint jobs we've had this year, the vote for the best turned out cars was voted by a lot of drivers. Who got the votes? Well, Joe Higgins, Andy Passy, Sarah Royal, AJ Hemingway, Craig Faultless, Tim Faultless, Nick Taylor, and James Hall Morton all got votes, so well done to them. But in the end, it came down to three drivers Craig Faultless and AJ Hemingway were up there, but the winner, by just 2 votes, was 229 Joe Higgins. You told him he wasn't going to win. Sorry, Craig.
To be fair, if Craig and Tim didn't have such nice cars and they split the vote, Craig would have probably won it. So it's Tim's fault, Craig.
Now, I'm sure they'd love to have a picture of your cart on their wall. The Best Newcomer Award is, or as it is better known, the Sambuca Challenge Award. Or it was until Mr. Underhill bottled out last year, it says here. I don't know, I can't remember last year. The main contenders were Tim Faultless, Josh Rogers, James Hall Morton, and Ryan Jones. But the winner, no surprise at all, is Alistair Houghton. Now it's time for the big championship awards. Some very impressive trophies here. This year's Sky Direct British Championship was a cracking meeting at Mildenhall. Jamie Milne was the man on form in the qualifiers, but sadly the toss of the coin, the grid positions went against him. After a couple of stoppages, hitting the front and keeping his head to become the champion was AJ Hemingway. And we'd like to ask his team boss Stevie Houghton to collect the trophy. I won't repeat what he just said. Now this year saw the introduction of a new series with sponsorship from Vista Motorhome Hire, the Grand Prix Championship. So named because the very unique trophy we have for it is actually made out of parts of an old Formula 1 car. You can see it here. I believe that's from a BAR Honda Formula 1 car. It is very heavy, very impressive indeed. It says on the bottom there, yes, made out of recycled parts from a BAR Honda Formula 1 race car driven by Jacques Villeneuve in 2003.
Bolts on there. According to this thing here as well, the bolts that hold the plaque on are off the radar computer on HMS Bristol, and it weighs 8.5 kilos, so it's worth weighing in. Very unique.
You know I like a bit of Formula 1 geekery, so I'm disappointed I haven't won that myself. Again, it was a close affair, which went down to the last meeting of the series. In third, which is a massive achievement as he missed half the early rounds because of not being old enough, is 471 Alistair Houghton. He gets a front wheel and tyre for his cart as well. So we haven't got them here because we didn't want Paul to mess up his suit. So top three is a Sturpin. Thank you. In second, winning a rear wheel and tyre, is 295 Danino. But the first winner of the Vista Motorhome Hire Grand Prix Championship, a voucher for £200 to be redeemed with any sign writer of his choice is the prize, and the wearer of the yellow checkers for 2016 is number 4, Andrew Duddy. Don't drop the trophy, whatever you do. And now time for perhaps the biggest prizes of all, the 2015 Ten Tools Gold Top meeting. This meeting absolutely had it all, has to be one of the best Stoxkart races in the history of the Formula. For those of you who haven't heard it, you really should listen to the Downforce radio broadcast, and I must at this point say a big thank you to those who've listened to my show Oval Talk on Downforce Radio over the course of this year as well. Thank you to everybody who's been on the show as well. And also watch the DVD, which is available tonight from just £10. Who's got them, Ian? Who's got the DVDs? You've sold out of them?
Yeah.
I thought I had 2 copies reserved, one for me and one for Jay. I don't know.
Cash talks, Dave, you're not.
Yeah, complete with Midland Sports Media commentary, that'll be why. Well, it all started with a superb build-up by Jack Morgan on Facebook, so thank you to Jack for that. The race had absolutely everything. Crashes, rollovers, restarts, yellows, lead changes, lap after lap. It was the best race I called this year, even if I wasn't there live on the day. But in third place, with a great comeback drive, he'll receive a £50 Team Tools voucher as part of his prize. Is 257 Kelvin Lim. In second, only just missing out, receiving a £100 voucher, is number 4, Andrew Duddy. But the winner, receiving the Team Tools toolbox, the commemorative shield, and the mightily impressive silver Stoxkarts perpetual trophy, your 2015 Team Tools Gold Top Champion, Danny Nunn. Shall we make him talk to us?
Yes.
Come on, you talk to me on Downforce Radio, you can talk to me now. Danny, as I asked Harley earlier, at the start of this season, did you think it would be such a successful one for you?
No, definitely not. Started off blue, usually crashing every meeting last year, but got it together, new kart, a bit more.
Great winning kart.
Yeah, great winning kart.
Talk us through that gold top race from your point of view. How did you see it? When did you ever think you would have a chance of winning?
Only on the last bend. When I see Duddy didn't have enough of a shot to get me. But starting from first, didn't really want to start off a pole. Just got in behind you, lost it, came back, just got in the right place and done it. So, well.
And you continue with the formula for next year. Your plans supposed to get even bigger numbers.
We'll have a go. Got the kart's ready. It's going to NEC next week. Looks spot on.
And how was your first experience of Brisker F1, thanks to Mr. Hines as well?
Yeah, thank you very much for that. Brilliant, unbelievable. So quick, handles well. Got a bit of a slide on. Thought, should I power it and try and slide it round? But I think it had a heart attack, so.
So perhaps a Brisker F1 meeting next year, maybe hire a car or maybe a return to Bangors as well?
I might hire one, yeah, mate, probably have another bang at some point. Have a good crash. Not that many this year.
Who'd like to see Danny race a Brisker F1? Yes! Yeah, definitely think you've got it now.
As long as I'm not paying for it.
Well done indeed. Danny Nunn, your Team Tools Gold Top Champion. The 2015 NW Waste National Points Championship next. That was again a good campaign. Danny Nunn actually led at the first grading period, but it was very close at the end of the season. In third place, receiving a £50 voucher, is the sponsor, 401 Mark Wareham.
Just use this side. No, that's it.
In second place, receiving a voucher. Stay up here, please, Mark. We'll get the top three together. Stay up here, please. You've done all the other top three together. You can't go hiding it. In second, receiving a voucher for £100 is number 4, Andrew Duddy. And the winner receives a £200 voucher. Your 2015 NW Waste National Points Champion. He's done the double. It's Danny Nunn. We won't make him talk again. It's only the gold tops who we have to interview. So well done to our top three. And now for the final major award of the evening. It doesn't carry a roof colour, doesn't alter your grade position, but the one that, in our opinion, is the best award you can receive because it's voted for by the people you race with, week in, week out. The Driver's Driver of the Year. On the votes, there were 3 drivers in contention for this, and they were Andrew Duddy, Alistair Houghton, and Danny Nunn. And the winner of 2015 Driver of the Year is Danny Nunn.
That's my boy.
Yeah.
Congratulations
I've
to
seen on
Danny, the
video.
king of Stoxkarts 2015. Now we have a special award and presentation now. Could we have Sarah Wood up here, please? Where are you, Sarah? There you are. Now, most of you know that Sarah is a bit of a Paul Hines fan. She calls herself your #1 fan.
I'll give you that 20 quid.
So it only seems right that she gets a photo taken with him. And Sarah, we have something for you to present to Paul, so please present this special token of our appreciation to Paul as a thank you for all from Stoxkarts for being our guest of honour this evening. Well, thank you very much indeed. Any final words from you, Paul?
Let's just have a good night. Thank you very much.
Paul Hines, ladies and gentlemen. This year's guest of honour. On behalf of Ian and Paul, they've asked me to thank all of the helpers throughout the year and all you drivers and families who make Stoxkarts what it is. So thank you to all of the Stoxkarts family from on behalf of your promoters, Ian and Paul Higgins. Also, a personal thank you from me as well, for giving me so much amazing racing to commentate on throughout the year, on the PA system in Birmingham and Northampton,
I'm alright, I've still got
on DVDs and on Downforce Radio as well. I have to say it's been a very bad year for me, as some of you will know, for a lot of reasons. Some, I will admit, of my own making, and some for other reasons. Some of you will know from social media that I was diagnosed with a form of epilepsy a few months ago, which has knocked me back a long way. I'm no longer able to drive, for one thing, and that has restricted my work a lot. And I'd just like to say a very big thank you to those who have supported me. You know who you are throughout the course of this year. Well, that's about all from me then. We'll ask at the end, can all winners please grab a trophy and come up for a photo at the end. But that's about all from me for now. Thank you very much for listening, everyone. This is your commentator, Dave Goddard, signing off this evening. I'll hand you over to Ian Higgins for the final word.
Thank you very much, Dave. Very much appreciated. Great job again as usual.
Yeah, keep the trophy and
Congratulations to all the winners. You know, there is only one winner really for each of those awards. There are some awards here that we didn't give you because they're quite delicate and we didn't want you to drop them. These are the retention awards for like the gold top, the national points, that kind of thing. So we will sort those out for you and bring them round. As Dave said, you know, thank you to all the helpers, the people that help us, Mick Abercroft and Co, Paul, Heath and Blue that have put in a lot of effort this year. As a lot of you will know from Facebook, old man Mick Sticks is in hospital and very, you know, quite poorly to be honest. And there is a card that will be on the table with Tina and Dennis, and we'd like everybody who's here tonight, please, to sign that card that we're going to give to him next week. Mick will take it up for his dad next week. So that's about it really. The food's going to be on about 9 o'clock. So there'll be plenty of food, and I guess really it's time to unwind and let's all have a party, folks, and roll on 2016.
Dark coat, yeah. Dark coat, yeah, please. Danny, come out. Yeah, well, thumbs up, Dan. Thumbs up. Yeah. Well done, Dan.
Thank you.